Okay, Seven, Olwen, and Adrian. We'll start with your group. Sorry, it sounded a little garbled. Where were you going?
Into town. Trying to find. I'm trying to find Heinrich.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Flint, Sybil, and Shylin are doing the drug thing. That'll take about an hour, and then heading to see the doctor.
All right. So, in order, that is gather information, and there are actually rules on this.
Yeah, I did see that. I just gotta bring my thing up. On the star, there's gather information. Okay.
All right.
I think I have feats for gathering information.
Okay, so I'm just rolling that. Okay, so there it is.
All right. So yes, if you would like to gather information, you can make any one check that you think will help you. So, like society, diplomacy.
Okay, so this is probably going to be okay. What's the other one?
So, like society, diplomacy, lore, whatever you think will help you.
Okay. Okay, this is okay. So I will go for society on this one, because if I know where. Well. Okay, so I'll do mine first.
Well. So, okay. He's law enforcement, so I should probably do lore legal, right?
No, I'm trying to think what Heinrich is.
I also have Underworld.
I think I'd try Underworld.
Ooh, crime.
Okay.
Let's do crimes.
There we go. Let's do the crimes. And all right, here we
Oh
go.
my gosh!
High roller.
Let's do crimes. Come on, everybody, let's go do some crimes.
Yeah, I don't think I can help here other than sniff.
Actually, to be fair, that perception check might be useful.
I'd have to. I mean, just thinking like a dog would. Don't I need to have a scent to sniff him out?
I'll let Josh do the. Does this count as friendship and murder? Yes.
Friendship and murder.
All right.
So, well, you can roll your perception check if you would like.
Okay.
You might get an at 20. There's always
almost. Wait,
Ooh, that's actually still pretty good.
A20.
Don't you do it, Ellie!
It's A20.
Freaking Ellie.
All right. Okay. So with that, I give Devin just a basic description of him. Portly, short, but average on the short side. And yeah, that's basically the best I describe him. I'm not sure what character token you ended up using for him. And basically, he's saying, in order to find Napoleon, look for the losers failing at a con game.
Oh, okay. So.
And by that, I mean the one who's
actual
running.
not very good bad guys.
Yes, the one who's running the con game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what to look for. Daddy issues. Probably overeats to overcompensate for his lack of social skills. Usually single, or amongst paid company.
That be it.
And surrounded by similar losers, but much skinnier, because if he's the top dog, he would take all their food.
Yeah, Sorta.
All right. As you're all talking, you see you actually see Lieutenant Rames walking up to you. Hey there. You have an all right evening?
If you can call it that.
Me? I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
It's I understand. Usually, it never really gets any easier, but, his are a special kind of creepy. Sorry you had to see that.
They told me about it, but I didn't see anything. Also, Flint examined the rod in my head.
Olwen blinks at that.
What?
That's a bombshell and a half.
Yeah, he said it'd make him happy to help me.
It didn't hurt, did it?
No, but he seemed more worried after that.
Well,
but we need to help Adrian. Let's help Adrian first.
All right.
yeah.
Well, I did a little bit of research. You mentioned you've mentioned something a few times, Professor, and I wanted to follow up on you, and I've sent out. I've been in contact with a lot of people over the past few days, investigating many different leads about what has happened. And are you still looking for Arpolian?
Right now, he's our best lead to find Hollyhock.
Well, if you were looking for his last known whereabouts, he was recently spotted in Urzaban.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we need to head there anyways.
It's let's be honest. Like down here in the deserts, there are not a lot of overweight people. He was pretty easy to pick out in a crowd.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, a big show.
Actually, now that I mentioned speaking of crime and Hollyhock, what's the situation with you?
Well, the local government is going to have to figure out who to promote and who to not promote. I'm going to put my bid in, so here's hoping.
Well, I wish you all the luck.
Yes.
And so, all right. So, fat guy in Urzaban. I guess it's their best lead, and well, sounds like Hoshimi's got a head start on us.
Do you think she actually already left? I told her not to leave. I needed to go with her.
Oh no, I actually saw her earlier today. It seemed like she seemed like she had like this sort of needed to clear her head expression.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good. I don't want her to die.
Right. Actually, if that's the case. Actually, Adrian's still looking down at his sword. Hopefully, given all the what happened yesterday, it should be a fine in the heat. But kind of worried about the rest of you. Yeah, and he's looking specifically at Seven, solely for feathers and fur don't mix in the heat.
I think we should also, what we could do is could get some towels and soak them in water and keep them on her back.
That should work.
Seven's kind of just looking between the two of you and be like, "Is this gonna take a while? Because I kind of want to She's scratching the ground.
Oh, no. We'll talk. No. We'll discuss things on the way. But
Well, let's go.
All right, and Lieutenant, thank you for the tip.
You're welcome. I think I need a nap.
Don't we all?
I wish I could take a nap and pretend this was just all a bad dream. But sadly, reality seems to have it out for all of us. And he just kind of very depressed, all like just shoves off.
All right. Let's see if we, all right, in that case, let's see if we can find Hoshimi, see where she's relaxing or trying to clear her head.
All right.
All right.
Good idea.
All right. Next.
All right. So next, we shall move over to Flint and Sybil.
Yep.
Oh boy! I'm muting. I can't wait.
All right, so Flint, you have been very careful in handling these flowers. It's you know that burning them is the thing that causes the hallucination, but you've been testing them a little bit. You've been giving them like a couple like quick sniffs, and but before you did anything like super dangerous, you've let Shylin know a safe word. What would you like the safe word to be?
Oh, for the fiery jokers.
Yes, if you think you're about to fall under their influence.
Jokes on me.
Kaboom?
Jokes on me.
I was thinking kaboom, but
actually, I kind of like kaboom better.
All right, so you're being very careful. You're sniffing it. You're taking pieces of it. You're seeing how it reacts to a bunch of different things. And Sybil has been very patient. Occasionally, you've been asking him to hand you a few things, and Sybil has just been slowly nodding and then very carefully and deliberately handing you the tools that you need.
Yeah,
and it's been about 20 minutes in. You've kind of set a little. It's like you kind of set a little chemical reaction, and at the moment there's nothing to do but just wait until something happens.
Perfect, because Flint has been trying to avoid awkward conversation as much as possible. So the solution is just kind of sitting there bubbling, and finally, like, Flint needs to fill the awkward silence with something. So he kind of sits back and he twiddles his fingers a little bit, and he kind of looks over at Sybil. So, violins. They got strings and ins, right? Flint is just sweating super nervously right now.
I think you need to relax.
Honestly, it's hard when there are things you don't understand fully.
You feel a lack of understanding then?
I mean, I tried to understand you that night at the campfire, but I'll be honest, when I reached out to shake your hand, I felt strange. I don't know if maybe that was an omen that we shouldn't communicate anymore. Is it something that happens? but I didn't want to stop trying. I feel like I should get to know everybody in the group I'm working with, and I don't know. I thought maybe it was just me. Is there anything you want to talk about yourself?
Oh, I wouldn't worry. This isn't something that just happens to you, after all.
Oh, so it's when you touch everyone, I guess.
Oh, not everyone. For you see, my dearest friend never complains.
How close do you feel with this dearest friend of yours?
I don't think I've ever felt so content. I've never felt like I never have to be afraid again.
That's a feeling I'd like to have too. Well, I Flint, like, he kind of gathers his, like, confidence. He takes a deep breath, steps off the stool, and actually goes to kind of sit next to Sybil and kind of, like, you know, looks him in the eyes, tries to stop being afraid. Sybil, I don't get you, and I want to get you. I know I know you're just trying to explain it in your own unique way, but I want to know who you are and what you are and how you can help us. Can you explain to me as much as you can? I want to learn.
Oh, I don't know why I'm here with you. I don't know why I was led to meet all of you. And even now, I don't know what will happen next. I only know that I'm helping.
Is there anything you want to happen next? Do you have any goals, any hopes, dreams, anything?
It's been so long since I felt like I was really wanting something out of life. But honestly, I'm so much happier now. I just go where I'm told to go.
Flint just kind of sits back, not really knowing how to respond to someone who doesn't have any drive or passion. And he thinks of going back to the solution, but he stays firm. He sits where he was before, and he looks over to Sybil. I'll be honest, I can't relate to something like that. I've always been driven. I've always been passionate. I've always been ready to go. I know exactly what I want out of life. I don't know, I feel like maybe I can help you. I think having something you strive towards is one of the most important things in life. Even if we kind of start small, like, the potion is going to be simmering for at least a few minutes. Is there any part of the university maybe you want to explore a little more? It's your choice if you want to pick it.
My choice is to be here helping you. Just like my choice before was to help Seven discover her understanding of choice. Even now, I could decide to do any number of things. But I find so much ease, so much contentment. Just being here with all of you and knowing for the first time in a long time, there are those who actually want my help. Isn't that lovely?
I've honestly, so many years of my life, I've been looking for people who wanted my help too, and that's what was my calling in life. But I'm glad, I'm glad that you're able to find happiness in helping us. But if we're gonna be a team, and Flint stands up and looks down, if you need help, I want to be able to help you too. I'm glad that you feel good helping me, but if you ever need anything, I want to help you too, no matter what the cost may be.
How nice. I should really introduce you to more of my friends. But perhaps later.
Yeah, once we're done with the drug, I'd love to meet more of your friends. Flynn kind of tugs at his collar, wondering what he's getting into, but he gets his composure back. Thanks, Sybil.
You're welcome.
Zoo is clinging onto Flint's hair for dear life, like her eyes are just freaking like she is not letting go, and then he just pets her to calm her down.
All right, so you hear like a small ringing bell of a timer.
Oh, chemicals done.
All right.
So yep.
So you begin. So are you going? So you grab the potion and you grab the little concoction. You begin to swirl it around, and you're kind of leaning back because it seems to be a combination of like two liquids that are just kind of swirling around. It's both purple and green.
Should I take a closer look at it? Should I do like a science check or something? Like a medicine check?
Yeah, you can do either a crafting or a medicine check.
Got it. Let's do no, let's do medicine this time. Actually, no, crafting's higher. Let's do crafting. 10. Okay.
All right. For all intents and purposes, you're pretty sure you didn't do it. You're pretty sure you didn't do anything wrong. It just looks very, very funky. Then again, this isn't a flower you've looked at before, so really the only way you're sure if it worked is if you had a guinea pig.
I'm gonna have to test this on someone. I can't know for sure. Well, for now, I'm just gonna have to cork it and store it away because, considering that he just kind of got used to Sybil, he doesn't exactly want to drug him right away.
All right, but yes. So Shylin has heard the little ding, and he just kind of politely knocks on the door.
Come in.
Are we ready? Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, I've got the formula right here. It's honestly stranger than anything I think I've concocted before, but we're gonna need a test subject, just so I know it works for sure.
I'd volunteer myself, but
Let's
I-
let's explore our options first.
Charlotte nods.
All right, so you're going to, so you two are going to head over to the.
Yeah, Charlotte basically says, "Until before then, though, I think we should speak to the doctor."
Yes. Adrian gave me the name.
Don't worry, I've spoken to him already. We had a rather long discussion.
Good.
Okay, that knock scared me.
All right, so you two are going to be heading over to the.
You
asylum.
three, right?
So,
All three of us, yeah, of course.
oh yeah, all three of you.
Yeah, Sybil's coming with us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that poor doctor. I can't wait to see what happens with the doctor and Sybil. Oh my gosh.
All right, so as you're heading over to the asylum, it seems to be like a regular morning, and you're notice as you're looking around, you're noticing like you see like two people walking away, and they seem from the asylum, and they seem very grumpy. You continue on, and you see that the doors to the asylum seem to be closed.
Josh, quick question.
Yep.
What do I need to roll to try to memorize what they look like and what direction they seem to be going?
Well, in order to recall something, that would probably just be a perception.
Alright, I'll roll perception. This is to try to commit it to memory as best I can. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all.
You got
Very
it
well.
memorized.
Yeah.
Ha!
Ha! Ha! Ha!
Yeah.
It's funny because in Japanese, got it memorized is commit it to memory.
Nah.
Anyways, random fact out of the way. You're heading over to the side, and you see that the doors are busted. Well, not busted, like closed.
Busted and closed are two very different things, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, they're closed.
Alright. So, Charlene is obviously going to test to see if it's locked and just closed.
Okay, so you start jiggling on the door handle, and then you hear a female voice on the other side. No, thank you. We do not want any journalists.
Alexei Valentine of the Valentine family here. I believe the doctor and I spoke before.
There's a brief pause on the other side of the door before you hear click, chain, bonk, and then the door just slowly opens.
You sure there's not another set of locks on there?
I'm just thinking of that Tex Avery joke. What's the doctor's name again out of character? Because I can't remember it.
Dr. Mialo.
It's Dr. Mialo.
Dr. Mialo.
He's in. He's just
Yeah.
He's in. It's just he heard the news, and some journalists got a little overexcited, and he's not that. Believe it or not, even shrinks need to look after their mental health.
Of course. I do need to speak to him, though. This is about Cal. If I may ask, what news has he heard?
He knows about the kidnapping. He knows about He knows about what happened to the captain.
Well, I might be able to provide some good news. Raquel is innocent. He looks over to Flint. We have proof.
Really?
But that also raises a very important question I need to ask him.
All right. Well, if you're that sure, then I think we can talk. All right. But okay, come in. It's and okay. I'm assuming these two are friends of yours.
They're important to this.
I brought along something that I think will put his mind at ease, and consider this one behind me my lab assistant.
Oh, okay. Well, if you say so. Okay. All right. Follow me, please.
And yeah, following.
All right.
So the lady is moving you through.
Yep. Jylen, move.
There we go. Okay, that's better.
All right, so you enter and you see Dr. Mialo. He is just he just kind of is sitting at his desk with his face just buried in his arms.
Doctor, I hope you're sober because we need to talk.
Unfortunately, I am.
Doctor, what do you know about mind-altering substances, hallucinogens, and such?
It's he pulls his head out from under his arms and he's looking up at you. I'm not writing you a prescription.
Not what I'm asking. What do you know about them?
I know plenty about them, exactly how they can affect them. How they can affect the mind.
Then, and may I ask, why were they not considered for Miss Carcher's trial?
Because none were detected in her system?
And it was never considered that maybe they had been flushed out afterwards?
No drug is that fast.
Well, and then what do you call it? Flynn tries to put on a like a more tough voice. Well, Doctor, do I have news for you?
Flint, just speak normally.
Fine. We discovered some.
But yeah, Charlene steps to the side and back away so that Flint has room to step forward.
I've been doing I did some research, and we've been looking at the crime scene, and we've discovered a mind-altering substance that puts a gigantic hole in this apparently closed case. And then he takes out the vial and also takes out one of the flowers. This is something that we discovered at the crime scene. We call them fiery jokers. Essentially, when exposed to flame, this releases a gas that alters the mind pattern of anybody that breathes it in and causes them to think very, well...
It removes their inhibitions. Thoughts and desires that would be hidden become exposed and amplified. You go from thinking that your neighbor looks rather attractive today to pushing her against the wall and trying to force yourself on her.
Repressed anger, uncertainty, any kind of emotion that you try to suppress in your everyday life, it just gets exposed when you breathe in this vapor. And honestly, while I still have to test this formula on a test subject to be completely sure, this puts a gigantic hole in the case. So, I mean, we wanted to show you exactly what it could do.
May I see the flower?
Yes. He hands him the flower.
He looks over this. He grabs the flower and he's studying it very intently. I have watched the murder through Raquel's eyes 15 times. And I've seen this flower. You are sure that this is the cause?
We are certain.
Yes.
It fits everything you have said. That her behavior was out of character for her. The symptoms of what I felt when I was exposed to the flower match exactly what I saw in the vision you showed me.
I see.
Doctor, do you have the toxicology reports?
I do not have the toxicology report on me, but that is something that could be easily acquired.
How closely did you examine it? I'll be blunt, did you check it for fraud?
I regret to say that noticing fraud is not one of my skills.
We have someone in our group who might be better at that. But Doctor, I must ask, in your professional opinion, what is more likely? That this is a brand new type of flower that passes through the system so quickly it cannot be detected even a few hours after discovery, or that the toxicology reports were falsified.
He begins to stroke his lower jaw. And then he looks over at Flint. There might be a quick way to test it.
How?
See, you said you were affected by it, correct?
Yes.
How long ago?
Out of character, I give him approximately the time. About a couple of days, I'd say. About just over a day, I'd say.
Just over a day.
Maybe just under.
There are several drugs that remain in your system almost nigh undetectable for about a week, maybe a month. Do you think you could check his fluids for traces?
I could. If it'll help the investigation, of course.
Agreed.
All right. Oh, also, before Mr. Valentine, I wish to apologize. I gave you an unsolicited diagnosis, and being drunk limits your inhibitions, but still.
Well, I actually forgot about that. Your apology is accepted, I guess. I didn't even know what it meant, so it's not like I took offense to it. But moving aside from me, have there been people... There may be another way you can help us find Raquel. I want you to tell me about the people who have come to this asylum asking about Raquel, and I want you to tell me what they've been asking about her.
Unfortunately, I do not... The people who ask about her and who are just trying to get a story are often journalists, and I try to shoo them out. People who ask anything about her background, who ask anything about the situation, I have always just shooed out because I felt they had nothing to offer. No one... I'll be honest, Mr. Valentine. You are... Okay. to the best of my memory, you're the first person who has come asking for anything to do anything to help or to find a solution.
Has anyone asked about her abilities? Asked about her magic, or anything about her besides the murder case that might make her unusual?
Possibly. Yes, there's been a lot. There's like, is she a demon? Is she a spirit? Was she possessed by a spirit of vengeance? It's like, how was she able to do this? It's like, everyone has asked those questions. So if you're a specific individual, I am sorry. That is too broad.
All right. Then, has a small diminutive man, possibly going by the name of Hollyhawk, come to ask around?
There have been several short people who have come to ask about it.
Let's see. To be blunt, a potential lead might be somewhat... Hollyhock obviously kidnapped Raquel for a reason. It is likely that she finds her valuable for some reason or another, and based on what I know about him, it's probably not just her connection to the Carshare family. Otherwise, there would have been a ransom note by now. If he were to learn about if there is something that makes her exceptional enough to be valuable to him, it is likely he learned about it here. Either hiring someone to go ask the questions for him, or coming to ask them himself.
Seems a possibility, and it seems like a very hard lead if that's the case. Because he could have... There are so many who come. There have been so many today who have come.
Yes.
To give you an exact list would be impossible. I am sorry.
Wait a minute. I am a fool. I'm asking the wrong question. Doctor, has there been anyone who has seen, or who you know has seen something from Raquel that would be exceptional? Not just heard some rumors, not just heard some stories, but may themselves have borne witness to her doing something out of the ordinary. Or who was asking questions a bit too detailed to just be a random journalist asking for a scoop. Someone who seemed like he knew what he was talking about. There's a difference between, oh, is she possessed by a devil, and so how was she able to cast a haste spell at such a young age? The latter shows some kind of knowledge. Anything like that?
I do not believe so. There was nothing like that.
I see. In that case, could we please have your toxicology report as soon as you get it? If you're not able to give it to me while I am here, he basically is going to give the forwarding address to his room at the university. And do you mind if we use your lab to test the toxins in my system?
Oh, by all means.
Thank you.
But before you do...
Yes?
This may be just being a doctor, but... my unsolicited diagnosis was histrionics. but in my drunken stupor, I misinterpreted that as a cause rather than the symptom it actually is. I have a natural ability to infer many things about people simply by being around them for a short time. There are very subtle behaviors and mannerisms that can reveal a lot about a person. For example, he looks towards Flint and Sybil. I will not give you an unsolicited diagnosis, but should you ask for it, I can provide one.
All right.
And he looks over to Sybil. What about you?
Okay, I can hear Ari screaming, please, please, please.
Sybil, the doc is asking permission to analyze you.
Doc, what do you say to the doc?
I'm sure he could try.
I'll take that as a go-ahead.
All right. He points towards Flint and says, inferiority complex.
Well, we must know that some of your predictions could be wrong sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
He points towards Sybil and says, yours was a little more difficult, but it does see your symptoms, your behaviors and mannerisms line up oddly synchronous with a traumatic brain injury.
Brain injury?
You'd think I'd remember something like that.
Are you certain he isn't simply eccentric?
It's a Dr. Mialo shakes his head. But that is my professional opinion. You're more than welcome to get a second one.
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Flint writes down Sybil equals brain injury ? In his notebook, and now he's good. He actually has a comparison he thinks he can make.
Yes, but back to the cause. He looks at Shylin. Let me use a metaphor, Mr. Valentine. You have been poisoned. Someone over a long period of time has slowly but surely introduced something into your system that is negatively affecting it. It has been so subtle and insidious that your body and mind have, essentially, accepted it as normal. It is not aware that it has been infected, and even with this knowledge, it does not know where to strike to eliminate the threat as it would a normal infection. As a doctor, I recommend it must be treated at once before it gets worse, but that is something that I will need multiple sessions with you, and that's something that Raquel cannot afford at the moment.
On that, you and I are in agreement.
Yes.
I will go to use your lab now. And Charlene rather abruptly turns and says, Flint, follow.
Well, 1 second before we go. And if I may, doctor, one doctor to another, it won't exactly fix your mental health, but now that you have a little more peace of mind, I recommend a meditative walk through nature. It really helps.
Possibly. All right,
Okay,
so Shylin and Flint are leaving.
Yeah, we're going to go to the doctor's lab to run Flint's tests, see if the toxin is still in Shylin's system.
Yeah, but before that happens, as Flint and Shylin walk out, the doctor says, you. He says to Sybil, you, could I speak to you for a moment?
Why, certainly.
Yes. As I suspected, he was not going to react well to that diagnosis. So the best I can do It is. I'm a doctor. I try to help people heal. So, I am offering a direction because I cannot heal him by myself. You must discover where the poison is or where its source is. All I can say, it has something to do with an authority figure in his life. It could be one, it could be multiple. All I know is that someone whom Mr. Valentine respects and trusts above him is the source of the poison. Do you think you could find that out for me? For him?
Only if he wants others to find it. It won't make any difference at all if it's not what he desires. But we shall see.
Yeah, you see the doctor lean back in his chair, just kind of sigh. Indeed. Patients often don't heal if they don't want to heal.
First step is admitting you have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, I hope you can. I hope the situation
Actually,
presents itself where he may heal.
Josh, I just realized something. Charlotte actually comes back after this. I'm actually going to return to him. He just remembered something.
Okay, well, after this whole thing, but yeah.
Yes.
Anyways, so Dr. Mialo gives Sybil a small bow. May the blessings of Edjo follow you.
And may I one day understand why you believe someone with brain damage is meant for this task.
I was thinking the exact same thing! This person has brain damage. Could you please be a therapist? Man with apparently crippling traumatic brain damage.
It's like Dr. Mialo shrugs. What are my options?
A fair point. Farewell.
Farewell.
Anyway, so Charlene actually kind of like walks back in through the door. Doctor, I almost forgot something. Did you have dealings with Captain Achillean?
No, he has requested permission to enter many times in order to see Raquel, and I am not going to repeat a lot of the language that he used.
When he made those requests, did anything else about his behavior ever seem off to you?
No, it seemed like a person who was unable to process their grief and anger. If I had ever approached him about even suggesting that the problem was with him, he probably would have gotten violent.
Alright, so you believe that his attitude is a natural part of him. It's just
Indeed.
the kind of person he was.
Yes.
Huh.
But you're always willing. You can always get a second opinion.
No, it's just, if you're right, then I think this might be the first time in my life I've ever actually been envious of a crime lord. Good day.
Good day, then.
So, yeah, they're gonna do the test.
Alrighty then. So moving over.
What was that all about?
Adrian was asked. One of the things that Adrian wanted me to investigate was if Captain Achillean had been acting odd or unusual. I suspect that he either was considering A, coercion on Achillean's part, B, Achillean might have known he was under threat and been acting scared or afraid, or C, Achillean himself might have been under the influence of a drug at one point or another. The only thing is, we've only got the doctor's word to go on, and let's face it, he looks to Flint with a small smile. His diagnoses aren't quite as accurate as he likes to think they are.
His first one was completely off. Nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Sorry, that was more like, yes, of course.
And Flint kind of like, he starts off smiling, but it looks to him like it's like almost like he doesn't believe him. Like,
All right, being blunt, Flint.
Yep. Don't worry.
Being blunt, Flint.
Yeah.
Does it sound like a person who doesn't have an inferiority complex, who spends a few minutes talking about how they're a failure all the time and comparing themselves to a guy who they met tripping over their own fate and getting stabbed?
Let's just do the check.
All right, crafting.
All right, crafting. Got it.
Either crafting or medicine, whichever one.
Okay. Don't worry, I've done this 7.5 times.
Cool. How many casualties?
Not important. Let's do this.
All right. So, I meant to say crafting and medicine. My bad.
Oh, both. Okay, so medicine as well. So that was crafting and medicine. Please be better than that. Maybe. Oh, that's much better.
All right. So, oh yes, this is actually a good time to tell you guys about the aid reaction. You guys can do the skill yourself as a reaction in order to add a bonus to his check.
Okay. If we roll low, would that create a penalty?
It might. It's like a risk-reward situation, I guess.
So
yeah, because
only if it's a critical failure. If you fail, it just doesn't help at all. If you succeed, it's a +1. If it's a critical, it's a +2.
Got it.
Yeah. I have no skill in medicine or crafting, so I'm basically just going to sit still and not get in the way.
Okay.
All right, commit the blood test.
All right, so the blood test. You see that you spend a little bit of an hour trying to see if his blood reacts to if his blood reacts to any of the normal tests to see if it's present, if the Fiery Joker chemical compound is present in his system. And it is not.
Yeah, Shalin just swears, "Damn it!" and just punches the desk.
We're gonna run into roadblocks. We gotta be able to deal with this kind of stuff. We're so close. We were so close. And Flint just kind of Flint like tried to keep his composure at first, but eventually just gets really mad and just throws the vial on the ground and shatters.
Wait, why is that a bad thing? Wait, did I miss something? I had to go plug in my computer.
Because
I thought the idea was to prove how quickly it flushes through the system.
Here's the thing.
Which means that if it's not the air.
If they had found it in his system, that would have meant that that absolutely the toxicology report was false. That would have meant that someone had lied on the report, and they would have had a lead that they could follow up, find out who lied. Maybe Hollyhock knows him.
Okay.
immediately known that what was written down was
Okay.
wrong, and then we had a whole new avenue of possibilities. But now that it wasn't effective, we don't know where to go from here now.
Yes,
So-
like
Okay, never mind.
But it
basically,
at least
the damage
proves
was-
that the toxicology report was right.
Yeah, which unfortunately means that both of Shylin's leads here are dead ends. So
Yeah.
all 3 leads here are dead ends, actually. Damn it.
So
Wait.
close.
Wait, there is one more idea. He actually goes. He basically like runs into the doctor's room. Doctor,
Yes.
precisely how long after she was found was the blood test administered?
A day, give or take half. That's standard.
day.
procedure. Get between 12 to 30 hours.
And we're sure that, and you are certain it was administered within that period of time?
Unless someone didn't do their job properly. It'd be hard to tell if that was the case.
No, that's not a working lead. Thank you, Doctor.
All right.
He's just like clenching his fist very tightly. We'll go back to the university. Pardon my
Oh.
failure.
All right. Yeah, you see it. You see Mialo just give it like a sharp inhale and exhale. Stay safe.
Charlin doesn't even answer that. He leaves.
All right. So, are we going? Everyone heading back to the university?
Guess so.
Yep.
Alrighty then. So everyone has reconvened. So everyone has reconvened at the university.
Yeah, Shylin is just sitting slumped in his chair, just head down.
All right, what is it this time?
Let's just say we
Dead-end.
tried to go down the road and we ran into 3 roadblocks.
Explain, please.
A dead end, the entire thing. We were asking the doctor for information about the toxicology reports, about the drug, and about the captain. Heck, even if people had come around asking about Raquel and everything turned up clean. The whole thing there was a dead end.
What exactly happened with this toxicology report? That was what I remember you two being most focused on.
Alright, just to save time, I'll just say that Shylin gives her the rundown.
Well,
What?
that's a good thing, isn't it?
No.
No.
If the report had...
Listen. You were exposed to it about a day ago, but it's already flushed out of your system. If the test was given to Raquel about a day after discovery and it had already flushed out of her system, then the reports match. They wouldn't have found something in there if it wasn't there, and that means that means their
that's
analysis.
the problem.
No, will you let me finish, please?
Sorry.
If the analysis said that she couldn't have been under the influence because there was nothing found at the time, if there's proof that something flushes out that quickly, that eliminates the absolute conviction of that claim, doesn't it?
That, unfortunately, doesn't help us with this. If this had been about proving her innocence, you'd be right. But right now, we need to find leads of who kidnapped her. If the report had been falsified, there was a chance, however small, that we could track whoever falsified the report. And it may have some connection to Hollyhock. It was a small chance, but it was something. Here, with everything turning up clean, with no sign of...
Okay, I think, okay. Hollyhock's good, but he's not that good. He probably wouldn't have heard about her until the murder happened. It's not like he has, like, eyes... Well, okay, sometimes he does have eyes and ears everywhere, but he wouldn't have, like, wanted to look into a 7-year-old girl at that point. He heard about what happened, and that's when he started getting interested in her. He wouldn't have had time to get someone in the police station. Honestly, if anyone would know someone who might have doctored a report, it would be, Adrian's bad guy. But even then, without the doctored report, it doesn't mean that, Hollyhock was the one who took Raquel. And honestly, us getting the lead with Napoleon is likely going to bring us closer to Hollyhock than this might have. But it does mean that she was innocent. She was under the influence of a drug, so we just kind of busted the case wide open. Bam! Ugh, if only it were my case, I could take credit. But we should probably give that information to Rames.
Sherling clenches his fist. So I was wasting everyone's time completely. Please tell me you have
Not really.
The lead.
We do. The fat man is probably an Urzaban. But you didn't waste everybody's time. Proving without a shadow of a doubt that she was under the influence of a hallucinogenic drug was important.
It doesn't help her now.
It will help her once we find her.
And it will help her family as well.
Adrian speaks up. I have a feeling that Arpolian is going to be very interested that his former employee is currently deceased. If he knows that, and if anything, he would want to get in. He wants to get revenge for killing Akalon. And if he knows this person, if he knows Hollyhock, it would help us in the long run.
I may need to be brought up to speed. Who is this Arpolian? I'm presuming he is the fat man you were referring to, Adrian's bad guy?
No,
Yes,
that's putting it shortly. Shortly.
All right, if you have time,
Boo!
I can use the long version.
All right.
We'll have plenty of time to give you the long version on the way to Urzaban.
I've already arranged for our camels for all of us.
All right. I'll head to the. I just want a quick stop at the shop for extra water skins.
Do we have a place to stay? I might need a forwarding address depending on how long it takes.
Yes, we do.
Let me know, please. I can make it the forwarding address.
The Silver Star in Urzaban.
Alright. So, Sean's going to go speak to whoever handles the mail at the university and let them know.
And for my thing, I'll order the 7 extra water skins.
All right. Yeah. I think this would this be a good stopping point?
There is one thing I wanted to do right quick, and it'll only take a minute.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. When everyone's going off to do something, Hoshimi kind of pulls Olwen to the side for a moment.
Yep. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How badly do you want information on Hollyhock?
That is my #1 priority.
What sort of methods are you willing to partake in to get that information?
I'm a sniper. I also am skilled in lockpicking, forgery, and blending into seedy underground societies. It's part of the job.
Then you and I have something to talk about on the way to Urzaban.
Alright.
Yeah, and that's about it.
And that's where we're leaving it up.